welcome back to the inevitable Jim. Richie's in the house. Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
We gotta get him to come out of the show. So we're back with you and Duke, the 63 Dodge D100 pickup that we revived on Pole Barn Garage last summer. Good morning, everybody. We're here getting started. It's Tuesday morning. We drove down last night. Richie's inside getting some preliminaries. That door locked. We gotta get it unlocked. But we're here with the Dodge. Gonna get started and stay tuned for the adventure. Well, we got the 63 Dodge running. Actually runs pretty good. She's a little rowdy, but we'll turn this around here. Slightly costly, but no, she runs pretty good. We're gonna get her down here pretty soon. Take her for a spin. We did check. We do have a good clutch in all 4 gears. Got just under 50 pounds of oil pressure at idle. That'll focus. There we go. Coolant temp's running pretty good. We're gonna get the seat back in it and see how she drives. If you haven't had a chance to see the original episode on Duke, go over to Pole Barn Garage, jump back, 6-7 months ago. Richie and I went down, worked on it at Dalton's place, and then drove the truck home. It's a cool story. We'll recap bits and pieces of it, but it's time for updates, Richie. Both. What do you want for upgrades?
Cummins.
Here goes the fantasy. What are we doing?
Cummins. Lowering. That's about it.
Okay. Now that we've covered the fantasy, let's cover reality. So we have to pull the seat out of Duke. We have to pull the gas tank and lines, see what's going on there, because it's still running off a fuel cell. Passenger door latch, we got one of those. We're going to dig into that. We have a latch. We might have to cobbling may be involved. We have an entire rear differential. We have to swap that out. We'll explain all of that. And we got a special part for the hood. We'll get to that. We have a new air cleaner. We are
customizing that.
Yes, we are customizing. We have a factory Dodge 1-barrel air cleaner. So we kind of have a plan. So here's the plan. What do you say we get Duke in the air and get started? Sure. Okay, so we're under Duke here, and we've been evaluating the rear differential situation. Now, if you recall from the last video, this differential was one of the last years that has the pressed-on flange hub drums. Now, you go a couple years newer, this has a 65, and this has regular slip-on brake drums. That's the biggest reason why we're switching these, because those brake drums are unobtainium.
We don't want to deal with it anyway.
We don't want to deal with it anyway. Plus, I did notice the axle seal is starting to leak on this one, so it's time to change anyway. So we have the replacement differential down here out of a 65 Dodge D100. These parking brake cables are all stuck and broke, so instead of fighting them, we're doing express removal to make the job easier. Sounded like it cracked loose. The pitch changed. Yeah, it's loose on the axle. Now we just got to beat it off here. We're going to beat on this a little more, see if we can get it off. Okay, this is going to fall down, hit me right in the foot. Ooh! Hell, this drum actually looks pretty good. Yeah, call down to O'Reilly's, Richie. $70 a piece for brake drums. Holy crap, man. That one actually looks pretty good, unfortunately. Let's hope it's the wheel cylinder that was leaking and not the axle seal. No, we're going to pretend that we didn't see any of this and then just put it in the truck anyway. Okay. All right, so we are working on taking the seat out. We got to take the seat back out because A, we have a cover. We're going to recover the seat. And we have to get to the gas tank, which is right behind the seat, because we are running off the boat tank still back here. And I want to run off the regular fuel tank. What happened was we had it running. What was it, Richie? It just wasn't pulling fuel, right? So we got a plugged fuel line somewhere.
I don't remember.
Something like that. So we're going to see what we got going on there once we get the seat out. That's going to be a goal for tonight. And then tomorrow we'll get the seat recovered. We got everything's measured on this replacement differential, axle, rear end. That's all going to fit. I've got a couple brake drums coming. We verified. I have shoes here already. The wheel cylinders we had, which were for this rear end, obviously don't fit this rear end. So we got wheel cylinders and drums coming for tomorrow. We'll do the rear end swap tomorrow, but we're getting the rest of the disassembly done so that we can order what we need for parts. One seat removed. So as we go along here, I'm going to kind of be explaining some of the things we've done to Duke since we've been home. Obvious one is wheel upgrade. So we ditched the little skinny Steelies and got new wheels and tires and the Cooper Cobras. So another one of the big things about Duke that you'll remember from the first video is the exhaust. Oh my gosh. Duke was anything but a civilized gentleman coming home. Oh my gosh, was it loud. So one of the things I decided I was going to do is not mess with the exhaust there, because we knew that some of those exhaust nut bolts were going to break and some of them were already broken. So you'll see here that we have brand new, well not brand new, we have exhaust manifolds. Those are the original ones that we took off and they had a crack in them, so I had a machine shop weld those, expert with nickel welding, and you'll notice it has all brand new studs. So Richie, when I got home, we decided to try to fix the exhaust, and that escalated rapidly, didn't it?
Yeah, it went a little farther.
So Duke made a trip up to Anderson Welding and Machine in Manchester, Iowa, no relation. And as you can see, they pulled the engine out there, and he did some work on these exhaust manifolds and made them literally look like brand new. Huge thanks to them. Well, as you can see, the exhaust stud replacement has escalated slightly. So there's Duke's engine sitting on the bench, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and scrape it down, clean it off. Some of the things after it sits in a field that long is just the amount of dirt and such on here that we're going to scrape all this off and get in here and clean it all up. So what you see here is the end result, which is the exhaust manifolds completely refurbished on both sides and all new studs, because we promptly broke half of the remaining studs, snapped clean off in the head. The problem was the angle. You think all kinds of room in an old truck to drill them out. Nope, the angle was wrong. This engine and transmission were completely removed from the truck, and we took the engine to a machine shop, got them all machined out, the studs, helicoil, everything that needed to be done, so the exhaust is fixed. While the engine was out, put new valve cover gaskets on it, scraped as much crap and crud as we could off of it, and put the engine right back in. So Duke has a civilized tone now. Well, update on Duke. He's running. Can't even really hear him as much now. He has a respectable sounding exhaust system on it. Sandy's awfully happy with that because he was rowdy. So got all the exhaust stud work done. Got it back here to the shop. I cheated, brought it to the shop, easier to work on. And got the original exhaust system put back up under it. It is a single exhaust system. I will do the duals eventually here. And fixed a couple of little things, and it's respectable now. Can drive it without going deaf. So that's the update. Well, we are attacking the door latch on the passenger side. This has been held shut with a little mini ratchet strap since we got Duke running, and we have another door latch that was supposed to be the right one. We can already tell it is not. So we're going to get the old one out, and I'm going to look at the two together and see if we can't make a good one out of two of them. Right now Richie's pulling out the window channel because it's in the way of getting the door latch out. Back with you in a minute. You got that latch out yet? It's a 1963 Dodge, Richie.
That might be the problem. Dodge.
Why no? You know what it says when you look up Dodge in the dictionary? It says to avoid. So after Richie gave up trying to get the latch out, saying it was impossible and I should be able to do it because I'm old.
More like you kicked me out of the way.
No, you said, hey, you look at it. We got the latch out, lubed everything up. I think this one will actually clean up. Look how much dirt's coming out of this now. I've been spraying this with lube, and now I'm going to try to dry it all off and lube where we need. But look at all the crap coming out of this. I think I'm going to be able to fix this one. We are actually getting somewhere now with this door latch. We've got it completely freed up and working again. It turns out that there was one arm in there and spring mechanism that was just completely frozen with, well, some rust and corrosion, but mostly it was just a bunch of gunk. Once we freed that out, got a little lube in there, tapped on it with my little carburetor hammer, and got it all freed up, got the latch working. So we're gonna pop it back in the door here and see if we can get a working door. So if this has been a correct repair, we should have latchage. Oh, we have, there's the first latch. Oh, outstanding. No more door strap. Okay, so we have commenced with Operation Sketchy Rear End Swap. Actually, it's not too sketchy, but we had to put some blocks across, some extra bunking across for the jack stands just to get the height up there because the rear springs, have to relax far enough to let the rear end drop out. So the next thing we got is unhook a few more things. We'll get the rear end drop out. Let's take you in here close, let you take a look. So we got the truck supported directly on the frame right there with the stands. And we've already got the rear shocks disconnected, as you can see there and there. Sorry, the lighting isn't as good back here. So last night Richie brushed all the threads for the U-bolts and lubricated those on both sides. So really all that's left now is over here. We got to undo the U-joint, pull the drive shaft off to the side. U-bolts and this rear end should drop out. And for those that didn't see the original video, this is the whole reason why we're changing this rear end. This had the old flange style press fit flange pain in the butt drums. These drums are unobtainium, and as you can see, this one is a two-piece drum. They wore it plumb through. So that's the issue. And those drums are, like I said, unobtainium. Whereas this is a traditional rear differential from a two model years newer that has pop-off drums. Parts are much more readily available and easier to service. Plus, the axle seal started leaking on that one. Well, we got 7 of the 8 U-bolt nuts off. We're going after the last one here, letting the air compressor catch up just a bit. They are argumentative. We'll use that word. Alrighty, last of the U-bolt nuts, so we'll get the rear end dropped out. Well, hello everybody, it's the next day, actually it's a couple days later, and Richie and I got it down to where we got the rear end dropped down and out, and I'm going to be honest with you, this thing's been kind of kicking our butt. So I'm going to work on trying to get this one down and out, get the replacement up, and kind of in position to go back up into the truck. Alright, we're going to bring a transmission jack over here, and we're going to get it set up right at the back. Lock the wheels and pump it up so that we can take and drag the old axle out onto here and then be good to go. Alrighty. Alright, old one out. Let's get the new one up. Well, instead of handling it twice, I might as well put the old one right into the old shop beater to get rid of it. Take it over for scrap, so. Alright. on boat anchor. Load it up. Okay, got the new used, improved, better rear axle on the transmission jack here. This is the transmission jack that I reviewed for a company called Beaver. And this is actually the first time I've gotten to really put it to use. And I gotta tell you, I'm actually fairly impressed. A couple of things I really like about it is the foot operation, and then the fact that two of the casters actually lock. And that's not something that, honestly, I ever thought of needing on a transmission jack, but I'm here to tell you, it's pretty handy, especially when you're wrestling something up on here by yourself. You don't need the transmission jack moving around. Now, luckily, I had this on a rolling shop table that had locking casters, and it was basically the same height, so it was just sliding from one to the other. So, luckily, it made it easy for one-man operation. So, let's get this raised up, and then we'll roll it a little farther forward, lock the casters, and slide it right onto the lift and get it under the truck. And with the foot operation, like I mentioned in the review video, it's nice because you can sit here and use both hands to stabilize your load, which I know I should have a strap over this and such, but honestly, it's pretty stable, and if it was going to slip, I'd just run. So, let's get this up a little higher to where it will slide off. I'm going to move in here just a little closer. I'm going to lock the casters in place, which makes it really nice and stable. The jack doesn't move at all. And there we go. And now we'll be able to raise the lift back up, get it up to the working height, and we should be good to go. Okay, now that we got it up on the lift here, get the hoist up to a little bit more working height. We'll bring the trailing jack back under, recenter it again, then we can lift the rear axle up into place. Okay, I've got it up on the transmission jack. So now's going to be a good time for me to go clean up all the hardware and brackets and such over on the wire wheel. I'm going to knock that out quick. And then we can simply raise the rear differential right up to the bottom of the spring pack, put U-bolts on, bottom plates, get this rear end installed. There we go, we got a little tension on them. So now we can get our plates, U-bolts and such in place, and start hammering this thing back together. All right, now we're ready to kind of put a little more tension on it with the transmission jack and then tighten up all these. Now, before you jump down in the comments and completely vilify me, yes, I know you're not supposed to reuse U-bolts. However, this is what I got. So when I put these on to get it back together, we can always switch them out later. There was none available today. So let's get this tightened back up and get the shocks back on. All right, let's get the other side tightened up. Okay. All right, we have a replacement differential in place. All right. Well, that's going to about wrap it up for tonight. It's Sunday, and tomorrow morning I'm hopping on a plane, going to go down and visit KP of Fellowship in Cars. I invite you to check out his YouTube channel. He found a couple of vehicles down there I'm going to go take a look at and possibly do a fly and drive home from the Atlanta, Georgia area. So we'll be back in a couple days. We'll jump back on this, but it's taking a bit longer to fix some of the things on old Duke here. So we'll see how far we get for this week's video, and talk to you soon. Well, welcome back. It's a few days later. Let's see, what is today? Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. And Richie's here, so we're going to knock out a few more things. We're going to get the drive shaft hooked up to the rear axle. And then I think we're going to hop up in the cab and do some stuff in the cab, take a break from the brakes. Yeah, you see what I did there? Break from the brakes. Yeah, I cracked myself up. Anyway, we're going to get cracking on this, and then we're going to jump inside, do a few things on the interior. All right, so what we want to do, the first thing in the cab here, So we're gonna get this gas tank out. Now, if you remember from the original video when we did the truck at Dalton's, we took it out and tried to rinse it with all kinds of improvised chemicals. And it turns out we put it back in, and then there's a hard line plug somewhere, probably in the sending unit. So we're gonna get the tank out, see if it's savable or if it's really full of crud, and then try to blow through the lines and go from there. And then we're gonna get in here and vacuum everything out again, but got a couple more pieces for the interior too. Let's get this tank out. All right, let's go ahead and pop this gas tank open and see what it looks like inside, see if the sending unit's any good. Try to blow through this, see if we got some pluggage here or if it's in the metal line of the truck. Rich is over there vacuuming, cleaning out the cab. Got a new shifter boot we're gonna put in there to go around the shifter. It had an old, what was it, an old set of denim jeans wrapped around it from the farm where we got it, Richie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so we're gonna upgrade just a skosh off of that and continue on the interior as well. Let's see what's inside here. Oh, Richie, one hit on a 1963 lock ring and it came off. It helps that it was A from Kansas and B an interior gas tank. Let's grab the air hose, pull it over here, and we'll try to blow through this. And then take a look inside the tank. Alright, let's see if we can blow through this sending unit. Oh, that's a problem. It just popped something out. Now it was plugged. I just blew something out of it. It popped right out of it. Yeah, now it flows. It was plugged, Richie. Now it's flowing really good. Okay, so we're scheming here. The bottom of the tank, actually down to about here, it looks new. I mean, that very bottom, there's a little bit of varnish and stuff, but it doesn't look like any of that stuff's loose. It just looks like it's almost like it's sealed in there. That's how far down that tube goes. So what Richie's idea is to cut this tube back just like a ½ inch, shorten it. Now that means you'd run out of gas a little sooner, but it is...
Shouldn't be running the tank that low anyway.
Exactly.
Period.
But look how low that is. Look how far down it goes. I think we're going to go along with that plan a little bit. If there's any sediment that's moving around, it stays down there. And on top of that, we'll go ahead and we'll put an inline fuel filter on the inlet side before the pump. Installed. You do quite the custom interior work there, Sir Richie.
Yeah, you like the seat?
Yes, the seat's badass.
It's pretty good.
It fits a skinny kid like you.
Got the low rider vibe.
You rolling it.
Oh yeah.
Shift. Got the high shifter. Is that a full custom short throw shifter now?
Oh yeah, it only moves this far now instead of this far.
Oh yes. Like butter. That actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? Richie laying down on the job again.
I like the sleep.
Oh, pro installation. Oh, right in. Look at that.
Factory custom perf shifter.
Yes.
Cool.
Nice.
You want to fix this little ventilation while we're here with the self-tappers?
Yeah, we do have the self-tappers out. Let me get you some floor pans. Hey, do you know what I found? I have factory 63 Dodge floor pans.
Oh yeah, where'd you get them from?
They come from the state of Iowa Prison Industries. Oh. They make the factory floor pans. See?
Oh yeah, I've seen those before.
Okay, yeah. Let's put those in.
I know how to work those.
Hey, I got some rust converter. Let's spray some of that down first too. Oh. So, you pointed out something very interesting. There is a seam already right here, and a seam along there, and some non-factory potentially looking rivets up there. So we're restoring it.
Yeah, this is frame off. This guy didn't know what he was doing.
Oh, so we're basically what?
We're frame off restoration.
Okay, let's do it. Let's finish the frame off restoration of the floor.
Okay.
All right. Richie's fully on the struggle bus right now.
This is gonna be the one time we put a floor in and it has more holes in it by the time we're done.
More holes than when we started?
Yeah. Got it.
Holy crap! Hey everybody, Richie's got one in.
Right into the transmission case.
No shame in taking the easy route. All right, I'm gonna keep working on this. One completely rebuilt frame off restoration floor pan. And while we were at it, we thought, what the hell, why not? Let's rebuild the sill.
Not that it needed it, but
yes,
because we wanted to.
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately, Duke hasn't been playing very well with others. So this is going to pretty much wrap up part one of the Duke repairs and maintenance and updates and refresh. Yes, the continuation of the revitalization of Duke. So we still got rear brakes to do.
Front brakes.
I'm going to redo the front brakes only because the drums were pretty sketch that we used. So I've got new drums. We're going to throw new shoes on because they were cheap. And then we got a custom piece for the hood. Air cleaner, and then we're going to recover the seat yet. I think that's what we got left. I'm sure we're going to come up with more stuff. But, so stay tuned for next week. We're going to wrap up the improvements on Duke and take him for a spin. Because you haven't heard him run since he's got his exhaust. He's a civilized gentleman now. So thank you very much for watching. Again, if you want to send us any information, theinevitablejim@gmail.com, merch, theinevitablejim.com. Check down in the description below. We have the actual physical address if you'd like to ship us something that you think would be pertinent to what we're working on, or just simply really cool wall art. We like that stuff. So until next time, Richie.
See you later.
Go out in your garage and have some fun.